Tuesday morning, just about ready now. I'm going to do a couple of state routines and then head on over to the conference centre and get this thing moving. This is my journey starting here. Right, so I've literally just stepped into the room. People just arriving, chit-chatting, but just wait. Just wait for the energy to start coming out. It's going to be insane. Still just warming up.
Palm Beach, how are you feeling out there? All right, let's do it. Start your morning and afternoon with 12 high fives or hugs. Introduce yourself to 12 people. Go!
Yes! Alright, so that was a little bit of a warm up. Done. Now it's time just to grab a little seat, sit back down.
How you feeling, ladies and gentlemen?
Woo! 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 Finally managed to get a seat. And I'm sitting with Jose from LA. And yeah, and I'm sitting with Karen from Charlotte, North Carolina. That's really confusing because like her name's Karen, but she's from Charlotte, so I might end up calling her Charlotte by mistake.
It's okay. Or Sharon.
Or Sharon.
It's fine.
Cool, man. So now we just like wait for stuff to start happening. And Tony's now just starting to get stuff rolling. Absolutely amazing. The energy's starting to build, and there's like this feeling of anticipation as stuff just kind of gets rolling.
What can the next 6 days develop? What they can develop is not getting you to be something you're not. The next 6 days are about uncovering your true self. Now you know what the extraordinary life looks like. Next level. Here's a question for you with your eyes closed. What's missing? If you put fear aside, your heart can guide you to the right answers always. One more time, give it all you got and really enjoy it. 1, 2, 3, all of it at once. Yes! Yes! Into your heart, where it never leaves you. For it's in you, as you, and is you. This joy, this appreciation, this love.
So we've just finished the first day, and we concluded the day by writing a letter to ourselves, kind of summarising the key things that we kind of got out of the day, and they're going to mail it to us, so we'll receive it in like 6 months or something like that. It's been a super interesting day. A lot of stuff to do with forgiveness and blame, and really learning that the biggest antagonists that we have in our life.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, time.
Hang on, I'll do this later. It's too noisy. So it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, I think. Just got back to hotel, having a little bit of food. I mean, obviously it was like a whole really intense day today. I think the main takeaway for me was basically the whole, taking, it's almost like extreme gratitude, extreme appreciation, and the whole idea that, life works for us, not against us, which is, a cool concept. And then Tony took it to like the next level when he was talking about how we can look at our antagonists as angels, right? And no matter what someone may have done towards us, no matter how much of an enemy or how evil or whatever it is we might think they've done, if we look, we can see that their behaviour is not their being, and there's this whole sort of distinction that, our true kind of inner soul is driven by our heart, but, our minds, or the mind, is something which just throws up lots of random thoughts, and sometimes we choose to follow these messed up thoughts, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's like our soul that's driving it. And when we kind of acknowledge that separation, we can then acknowledge that when people do, you know, evil things or bad things, it's driven by pain and suffering. And it's about, you know, taking control of our state. And what was the other word it was? It was choosing to live in a beautiful state. Was like the main focus of today. Meaning that no matter what happens in life, it's about finding the good in it, you know, being appreciative, looking at it as gratitude, looking at it as an opportunity to learn, understanding that life is always, you know, working for us, even when it seems that life is against us. And I thought that was really quite powerful, and I started to look at some of the things in my life, a lot of stuff which I dealt with in Landmark, like to do with like a lot of racism when I was growing up and all that kind of stuff. And I got complete with a lot of that stuff in Landmark, and I separated out my story, you know, from what happened. But one thing that I didn't do in Landmark was really go to the kind of extreme, if you like, with that, and start to appreciate that these people who might have, you know, done racist things or discriminatory things towards me in the past, for them, you know, it would have been coming from a place of pain. And actually, rather than blaming them for, you know, saying, you know, bad things or offensive things or whatever, I should be, you know, thanking them and showing gratitude towards them and towards life. And these, you know, antagonists are actually angels in my life, because without the experiences I had, I would never have been forced to become so independent or so driven or so motivated to achieve and create for myself. And that kind of frame is something which Tony was talking about a lot today. So yeah, it was an interesting session. So that's day one, and then we concluded the day with kind of getting put into our groups, and then I think the next 5 days or whatever is going to be sort of going into lots of specific areas, in a lot more depth. So yeah, definitely looking forward to getting tomorrow started. But right now, time to get to bed, get some sleep, and that's it. Get recharged for tomorrow. See you later.